Hey guys, so I get a lot of this as the summer approaches, and especially now from my own kids. So I've got two teenage boys, and one is like nearly, I think he likes to say he's 5'12", so he's almost 6 feet. And the other one is not. He is around, Levi is about about 5'4", so he's still on that growth channel. But I was a small guy. I wrestled through high school. I didn't really think much of it because everyone I played sports against was my size. So I was like, oh, I'm the right size. But let's see, I wrestled as a freshman 112, and then as a senior 145 maybe. So pretty small coming out of high school. But and I don't know. I didn't play the other sports, a lot of other things, so I thought it was fine. But anyway, so as a young boy, Levi saying, "Hey, Dad, am I going to be growing? Am I going to be getting bigger? How do I do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I know how to do it. You just actually have to do it." So you may be getting that same question, Dad, Mom, whatever. I'm a small teenage boy. I want to work out over the summer, and it used to be a little easier to do this when we were kids. So the gray hair kids. Because we had 3 months of summer. They've got 2 months of summer. So I've got the Swole 30. Thank you, Tim Nickerson, for writing this up years ago for me. And you can do it over the summer and make it the Swole 60. And or keep going and just make it Swole, whatever. But in a nutshell, it's not hard. It's lift and then lift more and eat a ton and rest. That's really it. So you're going to do your basic power lifts, and I'll go through some of those things. I'm also going to provide a link so you can click it and get into our, you give me your email and I give you the program. You can use it for free. I don't care. Use it. It's good stuff. It works. What you don't get when you just use the program by yourself is a coach to actually help you. So having a coach, I've said this for years and been saying it on Facebook for a while. Our gym, CrossFit Garage, doubles down on coaching, mentoring, and accountability. So yeah, totally do this on your own. If you need help, give me a call. I'll give you some pointers. But have a coach. You can use this at any gym. You could use this with us. If you're local, then totally join in and come to the gym. If you're not, or if you just you're not local enough, let me know where you're at and I'll help you find a gym. I've been helping people find gyms all the time. So great book by Chris Cooper, Help First. I don't care where you work out, help, right? I want you to be fit. So my first thing is to help you get fit, whether it's with us or with someone else. I don't really care. I just want you to do something. So for you teenage boys going, what do I need to do? So again, you could click on the link that I'll put in here and put in your contact info, and I'll send you an email with a link saying, hey, here's the Swole 30. But in a nutshell, first thing you do is get well warmed up, test your 1 rep max. And then from that number, we're going to base the workouts weekly. And you're going to add weight. It's a linear progression model, which simply means if you can do it, add more weight. So you progress in a linear fashion, so there's no right and there's no down. You're not doing periodization to hit a tournament where you're crazy cycling for like an Olympic meet. That's not it. It's just simply lift heavy, and if you succeed, add more weight next time. So you want to get stronger, you need to lift heavy things, and you need to eat. So the idea behind the eating is you have to eat enough that your rest takes all that food and puts it into your muscles. It's more complicated than that, but whatever. Just go with me there. So yes, you are going to gain weight. If you are not gaining weight, you're not going to get the gains that you could get. You need to eat to discomfort because your body needs the materials to build. It's not going to use all of it for muscles. You got to actually live, and so it's going to use your normal calorie count to just do the normal things you do, but you want to provide enough materials that your body is going, I've got too much, I'm going to store some of it as fat. So this is specifically for small teenage boys that want to get big, because you need to gain weight. If you're already on the bigger side, so hey, I'm a heavy guy, what do I do now? Eating's probably not the issue. You have material. Let's start you working out. So you can actually use that. And people say, hey, you can convert fat to protein. It's not exactly what happens, but there's materials in your body. We'd want to adjust kind of how you're eating. If you eat clean, that's great. It's just a little bit more expensive and harder to do. If you're willing to eat dirty, and dirty, I mean like quantity over quality, it's probably on the cheaper side. But for example, at a meal, so Levi, I would say, hey, you're going to order a medium veggie meat lovers pizza, go. And he would eat the entire thing by himself. And at the last bite, he's like, right? Eat to discomfort. And he might do that 5 times a day. And it's nearly impossible to eat the same thing 5 times a day. But that's the idea, is you eat a lot and you lift. Now, if you're doing other stuff, like, hey, I'm playing soccer as well. Yeah, it's not going to be as effective because you're out doing, competing, and working. If your practice isn't so intense, it's more skill-driven, totally good. But if your coach is like, we're running and running a lot, then you're not really creating enough rest cycles. So you do want to adjust some of that resting so that you get, so I guess here's a misnomer. Your muscles don't get bigger when you lift. They actually break down when you lift heavy stuff. So you want your body to either increase that size of the muscle fiber or learn to recruit more muscle fibers. In our case, we don't want the recruitment because that's when you have a small guy that's really strong. You're like, how's that guy lifting so much? He's so small. You want to get bigger. So you want to make those, help those muscle fibers grow, not just recruit more. But if you're not, so when you rest, that's when that magic really happens. So resting is important. So this is really a program where it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you're doing some lifting, or some subset of days that has rest between. So it would look something like on Monday, we're doing back squats, 1 set of 20. That's how you start, right? And then there's bench press, and then we'll do some other little things like some pull-ups and some tricep extensions and some accessory work, right? But your power lifts, back squat, bench press, those are going to be the keys. Crazy, if you can only do one lift and that's it because that's all you have time for, or you're set up for whatever, just do the back squat. It's crazy how back squat will increase your bench press. I've seen it time and time again. It's insane, but there it is. So Tuesday you would rest, but here's the trick on the resting. It is not like sit on the couch, watch stupid shows or whatever. With it's what you're doing is mobility, and you may even have some accessory work, but it's nothing that's going to be too strenuous. But a big part of it is that mobility. Doing something like Ramwad with Kelly Starrett is great, or just do some yoga, or join yoga and do some hot yoga or whatever. Actually, hot yoga wouldn't be right because you'd be burning too many calories, but you do want to stretch. And if you have a coach, they'll tell you what to do. It's easy. Well, I say it's easy. It's all on the internet. Go get it. But sometimes it's information overload, so the coach will help direct you to what's stiff on you. And buy a foam roller, roll, look up some stuff. Mobility. So Wednesday, then you would do a 2-rep max for like bench press, back squat, deadlift. And there are certain things you could do, like when you're deadlifting, you could, use hook grip and straps and all that, but we don't want you to in this case. So we're also trying to build the grip strength. So there's a whole lot of strength components. I'm also a fan of not using things like a weight belt because that allows you to lift at a capacity that you actually can't do on your own. I know, I'm probably in the minority. A lot of people love weight belts and all the accoutrement that goes with lifting. I'm totally against all that. If your body can't do it, then don't, and teach your body to do it, and then lift to that capacity. But that's me. Thursday would be rest and mobility. Friday, some more back squats, bench press, strict press, deadlift, things like that. So it's really not a complicated formula. Back squat, bench press are your primary motivators. You have military press or strict press. There's also deadlift for your power lifts. If you are looking to create force, which is what we're doing, we want to lift heavy, or we want to, so you have 2 ways of lifting. You can lift like a 1-rep max or 2-rep max where you're doing a huge amount. So the problem or the equation you're solving is the heaviness of that weight. The next side of that is a high volume, like a 20-rep. So it's a lighter weight, but you're fatiguing your muscles and breaking them down in a different way. So we'll do those 2 sides. And then again, rest and mobility on Saturday and Sunday, right? So diet, eating, what would you eat? Minimum of 3 meals. If you can squeeze in 5, great. Wake up early, great. If you can, eat while working out or eat immediately after, because your body really wants to absorb materials for about 30 minutes. So I think I've showed you guys this before. I like to carry these guys on me. So this is Justin's classic almond butter. I don't know if there, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it'd be easier in the box. So I buy these by the box, and I keep those with me. So even at nearly 50, I'm still eating protein after I work out. It's not as effective on older, but I mean, if you're in your teen, let me back up big time on this. If you're not going through puberty or at the starting of puberty, it's not as effective because you just don't produce enough testosterone. So a boy before puberty has like a testosterone count of 2 or something stupid. I mean, it's crazy low. It's very, it's like on the side of the ladies. So it's just very, very, very low. When you get into puberty, it jacks up massively, and testosterone is a great builder. I mean, that's why people do, So I guess you could go all the way down those routes depending on what you feel is legal, illegal, or good for your body or not good for your body. I'm not into all those things. If my body can't do it, it just doesn't do it. I'll train myself to it. But anyway, that's why people use testosterone and those things to help them grow. So being in puberty helps tremendously. So call me, text me, email me. Click the link, put information in. It'll send you the program. Join the gym. We will have a program this summer for specifically for teenage boys. But you can be a teenage girl and you're like, hey, I'd like to lift as well. Totally cool. I love it. The girls in our gym lift, and we love that. We had, who was lifting today, and we were doing an Olympic lift, and you have to squat into it, and she had a great squat. She's like, am I low enough? I'm like, yeah, you're low enough. It's awesome to see girls lift. We love that stuff. My daughter Olivia is a lifter. She can throw down some serious weight. Anyway, so teenage girls or women in general, whatever. But this idea is specifically driven from what I know, and in my life right now, Levi is asking me, Dad, what do I do to get big? I'm like, well, you need to eat and he needs to lift. So he's got a eating, he eats very clean. He doesn't eat gluten, which leaves off almost everything. And he eats a lettuce wrapped hamburger, which you think, oh, he's being healthy. He just doesn't eat gluten. But that is a cleaner type of eating, which means he has to eat a little different. So in this eating, you also want to eat 1 gram of protein for every pound you are. So we calculated he needs to eat 7 hamburgers a day in order to hit that calorie count. And he's like, I don't think I could eat 7 hamburgers a day. And not that you would eat 7, you would eat other stuff. But the idea of that protein count coming from beef would be 7 patties, right? So the protein is huge, obviously. The fat is huge, obviously. Carbs are okay, but we're not doing distance and endurance stuff, so it's not as important. So I don't eat sugar or carb or bread. I do eat carbs in the form of spinach, but I got off all that inflammatory stuff, and I guess so far so good. Anyway, so that's the idea. The other thing you could do is you could do the GOMAD, which is gallon of milk a day, so GOMAD. And if you do GOMAD, you want whole milk. If possible, go to, in Woodstock, just north of downtown Woodstock is the Breadbeckers. And I think on Wednesday at some time, call them and they'll tell you. Wednesday at some time, there's a truck that pulls in behind, and they sell all sorts of organic-y stuff. And one of the things they have is organic milk. And it's not just organic, it's got the fat still in it. So it's like not just whole milk, but it's like, I don't know, what would be more than whole milk? It's like soupy milk. So it's the type of milk that you could see the cream and fat settled on top and the rest is down below, and you have to shake up the jug and drink that. That's what you would really want to drink. So GOMAD is a good way to get those calories, but it is tough to eat this way, and it does develop bad habits of eating. So I would recommend you creating a habit loop, a cueing that you can get rid of later. So for example, I wake up at 6 a.m., I do a couple curls, and then I eat. So the curl is the cue for the eating, and then later on when I'm done with this, I am not curling anymore, and therefore I am not having that habit kick off of, I need to eat a lot of stuff, right? So you can reduce some of those long-term effects. So like it's a bad thing when kids play football and the coach is like, I need you big, let's eat, baby, get that butt, right? And then you got this freshman that's, I don't know, 250 or whatever and eating crazy, and by the time he's a senior, yeah, he is awesome, but man, that's not great for his health, and they don't know how to get out of that. They didn't set up a good cue that they can remove to get rid of that habit. So that's important too. It's a good reason to have a coach. But There it is, the Swole 30 by Tim Nickerson. Love you, buddy. Y'all take care.